So, is Octavia not going to be here?
He's here.
Yes.
He just said he was going back there and he.
Oh,
he'd
okay,
step
because
in
it's the first one.
Yeah.
Can't see. Okay, this is what is my sinuses. Huh? 6.
I'd like to bring this meeting of the Dalton Varnell Whitfield County Planning Committee to order for November 25th, 2024. I'll turn it over to Chairman Litterdale.
Thank you, sir. Before we get to the first order of business is to declare we do have a quorum. Mr. Perez is in the back. He will be stepping forward, and Mr. Pennington is out today. We do have to review the minutes for the previous meeting. Do I have any comments, revisions?
Move we approve as presented.
Mr. Shiflett makes a motion to approve.
Second.
Jody seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Tonight, we do have two requests in the open meeting from individuals and one request from the city of Varnell to review the zoning ordinance. Before we get to that, representative from the Northwest Georgia Regional Office will review the procedures for tonight's meeting.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. This meeting will follow a set of procedures and standards. You can find these rules out front by where the agenda is. This meeting will operate by the chairman's direction, and that it will be to follow the set agenda. Through each item on the agenda, the same standards for each public meeting will be followed. That procedure will firstly be, the chairman will open the public hearing, and at that point, I will give a brief presentation and a recommendation to the planning commission as to whether or not to approve the rezoning. After this, the chairman will ask the petitioner, the person asking for the rezoning, to come forward to answer any questions. After the petitioner has been heard, the chairman will ask if anyone else would like to come forward to speak in favor of the rezoning. After these remarks have been heard, the chairman will ask for anyone that would like to come forward that's in opposition to the rezoning. And if you come to speak in opposition, you need to fill out a form up front and hand it to me as you come up. Once the opposition has been heard, the chairman will allow the petitioner to come forward again and have a rebuttal to anything that was brought up. If there is no new information coming forward, the chairman will close that public hearing and there will be no further public comment on that for tonight. The purpose of the meeting is to hold public hearings on these rezonings. No final decisions will be made tonight. The planning commission will make a recommendation in the second half of the meeting, which will then be sent forward to the Board of Commissioners for Whitfield County and the mayor and council of the cities of Varnell and Dalton. Final action will likely occur at their next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. We do have two requests. The first one, and the only one in the county, is from Rainstone Developers. Are you present? Seeking to rezone from R2 to R5, 0.72 acres along Thread Mill Road. Go ahead. Yep.
Make sure I don't get too close here. I think I am. Is it good from here?
Yeah,
You're good.
you're good.
The petitioner's request has been made in order to construct a duplex dwelling. The subject property lies at the point of convergence of the R2 and R5 zone districts. These zone districts are slightly different in character and permitted uses. The R5 zone district permits smaller lot sizes, manufactured homes, and duplexes, whereas the R2 zone district only permits conventional, single-family detached dwellings. However, the R5 zone district can be seen adjacent to the subject property, along with a number of manufactured homes throughout the area. However, the area is predominantly single-family detached residences with no adjacent or nearby multifamily development. The staff can provide a recommendation to approve the requested R5 rezoning of the property with one condition to consider: prohibit duplexes on the subject property in order to create a more flexibility for the petitioner to develop the subject property while maintaining its single-family detached character of this neighborhood. The R5 zone district would allow for use of the subject property that is similar to the pattern of the area and would not likely affect the values of neighboring properties.
Let me ask you this. He's wanting to construct a duplex, right?
Yes.
But you want to restrict duplexes? I'm a little confused there.
I think the idea is to allow him to still develop the property and get the rezoning, but not have the duplexes to affect the character of the area.
You can ask it for a duplex and it's prohibited. Why would you rezone it?
Yeah, the
I-
wording makes it sound
It
like
does
it's
make it-
prohibited.
Yes, I think the idea would be, like I said, to allow him to still develop something on that property
It's
without.
not a duplex.
That's not a duplex, so a single-family detached dwelling if you'd like
Condition
to.
of no duplexes, yeah.
Okay,
We'll let the petitioner speak to it.
yeah. Any other questions, commissioners? We'll discuss it when he comes up. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Rainstone Developers, come up.
I appreciate you hearing me tonight. The way I understood that, the recommendation is not to allow a duplex based on this zoning. How do I approach to give you
Sure,
some materials? Okay.
come on up.
I made two,
I'll get it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Could you state your name and address for the
yes,
record?
yes, Darren Payne, 1300 Azalea Drive, Dalton. And I currently own the property in the front. It is a house, and this is going back towards your, back toward the package that you have. I did map in color, in pink is the houses that are at that property, and the mobile homes are in yellow, just to map the area of property. Now, the map that he put up, it does attach to the mobile homes right next door, that grid there, which is coming off what's called Tarpley. The first picture showing the rezoning request, and this is the house that's beside the 50-foot easement to go back to that property that we're asking to put the, rezone it to R5 with a duplex intent to build. The next photo is the one right next door at 975 Thread Mill, a small house. And then just continuing on around to Ball, which is off Tarpley Ways off Ball. These are the neighbors that are there, the mobile homes that are on the properties. And that is the mailbox addresses as you keep turning.
Can I interrupt you to clarify, that's the property, but where's the road or driveway? Oh, there's already
And this, the next photo shows Tarpley Way, and that, I did not go down that road, that's a private sign, so I did not go down, so the photos that you have is what's around there. Keep flipping, Tarpley Way, again, another property at Tarpley Way, again, another property at Tarpley Way, and then the one right next door at Tarpley Way is also, I think, owned by the same ownership. The next property is a driveway that goes up to Miss Massengill's at 1722 Ball Avenue. And then the next property is a mailbox showing 1732A and 1732B, which is a duplex, to my knowledge, less than a year old. So there's already a property there that they've bought that lot, built a duplex to improve, and that's by intent, is to build a duplex to improve. Building a site-built house to use for rental I mean, I'm a speculator, so there's no way I'd build a house down there to try to speculate to sell. So the intent is to make the income generated for tax revenue as well as for income for the property to make the highest and best use of the land. Otherwise, the only thing I hear that the R5 zoning would allow would be a mobile home, and that would not be something that I could see that we could, make match our goal. Yes, it'd be the,
Can you point it out? Enlarge it again, please.
So your desire is to build a duplex, and
Yes.
your position is that that area's got some older mobile homes that are not in the best condition maybe, and that you're gonna improve the property even though it's a duplex.
yes, I mean, to bring a mobile home in there, I don't see that as an improvement to the property. It would generate income, obviously, for us as rental property, but also generate county revenue for taxes. Right now, the taxes are $121, and I don't know how much a sticker is for a mobile home, but I would, and I think the Astley tongue has to be pulled and said be taxed as real property, so I couldn't even guess what that amount would be. But yes, to improve, I mean, even putting a duplex in there is kind of a risk. But it would improve the property. And it is behind the property, it's not road frontage or saying it's off that easement.
So, any questions?
I've-
You're still a little confused.
I have so many questions.
You still know how
I don't
to-
understand
how to pose
the
it.
rationale behind the the stipulation on the recommendation. Do you,
Do you know-
I think it, like I said, it was to, maintain the single-family character, the detached dwelling character of the area, while also, allowing him to develop on that property without just outright saying, no, you can't develop anything on that property.
even though it's next to R5, I mean, it's adjacent to R5 right there on where the Tarpley Way goes through. So, I don't know.
All right. Eric, do you understand?
Do understand?
Okay. All right, so your intent is to build something similar to the one on Ball? The
Yes.
duplex on Ball?
Yes, yes, yes,
Were you the builder on that?
yes.
Okay.
Okay. And access to it is not a problem?
50-foot easement that's already
It's already there,
in place, yes.
All right.
and it's 3/4 of an acre?
Yep.
I don't understand the restriction on it.
No.
I would prefer it be a duplex than a mobile home, but if it's R5, he can put a mobile home on it anyway, right?
Yes, but that's not,
But that's
it's not,
what he says he's not doing.
it's not economic.
No mobile home, you know, and I can understand that more than I can for prohibition against a duplex.
Yes,
Yes.
okay. Any other questions? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else would like to speak in favor? Anybody like to speak in opposition? Well, that said, we'll move on to the second one. I think the next one is in the city. Is that correct? Are you going to stay? Oh, the third one, okay. The next one is,
Let me get Octavio.
yeah, get Octavio. Just waiting for our fifth member. All right, the next case is in the city of Dalton. It is here Ed Staton seeking to rezone from heavy manufacturing M2 to R5. Look, tract of land at 1112 River Penn Drive, seeking to bring the property into conformity.
The petitioner's request to rezone was made in order to bring the subject property into conformity. The subject property is within a small pocket neighborhood in an otherwise industrial area. The R5 and M2 zone district coverage converge throughout this area with no consistent pattern. The mix of zoning and development in this area is a product of a development that occurred prior to unincorporated county zoning. The proposed rezoning would restore conformity to the subject property and better reflect the majority of the adjacent development. The staff can provide a recommendation to approve the R5 rezoning of the subject property based on the following factors. The requested R5 zone district would allow for the subject property to be restored to a conforming status based on its existing development character. The town neighborhood character area in the comprehensive plan supports the proposed rezoning, and the R5 zone district would better protect the values of the adjacent and nearby residential properties, more so than the M2 zone district.
Excellent. Very well, no questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Staton?
Sending in for
Robbie while they're out of town. We're just planning on building,
Your name? And
Brennan Brock, sorry, in 508 Tippy Lane. I'm in Chatsworth, but I work for Robbie. I'm a CPA over at State and CPAs. They plan on building a duplex on the property.
Are you familiar with the property yourself?
Not entirely of that property. I know it's a little bit less than an acre, and they kind of just,
Is it developed,
it was previously, but I think they've had the previous property already
cleared out?
cleared out.
It is clear. I mean,
Taken care
it's-
of. Yep.
Questions? Gentlemen? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Does anybody else like to speak in favor? Anybody like to speak in opposition? That said, we will close the open hearing on that request. Our last request is to hear a request from the City of Varnell Mayor and Council to amend the Unified Zoning Ordinance by reducing the permitted building height of the general commercial C-Tone C2 zone district in Varnell only. Go ahead.
The proposed amendment would only affect Section 3 of the Unified Zoning Ordinance and Chart 3 through 7, area, floor, setback, yard, and height requirements. The proposed amendment would amend the max building height for the C2 zone district by lowering the maximum building height from 140 feet to 50 feet. This amendment would only apply to the city of Varnell. The staff can provide a recommendation to approve the proposed amendments, and it'll better reflect Varnell's small-town character. Thank you.
Are you familiar with this?
Sounds like they just want to limit the height of the
Yeah.
building in their downtown to keep it more in line with the,
Is there a building in Barnell that's even more close to 140 feet tall?
Not to my knowledge.
Do you know why even the ordinance shows to be 140 feet? Is that for silos and things like that?
possible.
I'm not
Possible?
certain.
I mean, that's, yeah, but that's, we've got nothing like that in the city anywhere close to that. I thought it was something like 5 stories, but that's 12 to 15, 14. Just curious. Any other questions on this? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody who'd like to speak in favor of this amendment? Anybody like to speak in opposition to this amendment? The lady in the back.
Before we close it, I have one additional point to add. We advertised for another text amendment in addition to this one in the city of Varnell. I put it in front of you. In the Unified Zoning Ordinance right now, we have a section that says if you are trying to rezone for a rehab or a halfway house, then you have to have 2 public hearings. There's some additional requirements that are in there. And this was something that the state legislature adopted, and we put it in our zoning ordinance. Well, now, in their infinite wisdom, they have taken all that out of the official code of ordinances. And so we too need to take it out of our zoning ordinance. So that's one thing. It's really just eliminating section 4-28. That's all we're asking you to do.
Is that for this, for Wheatfield County in general, or just for Varnell? or just
Entire state.
For the entire
Yes,
state,
they've
okay.
taken it out of the official code of Georgia.
So do we need to have a public hearing on this or request public input?
Yes, if you
Okay.
don't mind.
All right, thank you, Gene. Do y'all understand, or is there anybody who'd like to speak in favor of this change or in opposition to this change? Very well. We shall move on. I'm just not sure what this listing is. Where are we now? Okay. Let's go to 1.2.
Excuse again?
Huh?
Excuse again?
Yeah,
Yep.
for the first one. Crystal, it's Crystal. Catch you. All right, the county commissioners have left us. We are now going to go into closed hearing. So this is where we will discuss how we're going to vote. And since Octavio has left us, the Rainstone Developers. Okay, that's on Threadmill Road, that's the duplex.
So I appreciate the analysis, and I understand the wanting to maintain the character of a single family. However, I'm familiar with that area down there, and it's, I mean, you know, you saw the pictures. I mean, a duplex actually is an improvement over what's predominantly in that area. I have no issue with going R5 and eliminating the recommendation of no duplexes. So that'd be my motion.
Eric, thanks a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. The request is granted or is approved. The next one is to hear
I'll get him.
Octavio.
I'll get him.
The next one is to hear a request from Ed Staten to rezone from heavy manufacturing M2. And that is on 1112 Riverbend Road, and that is an open, basically an open property right now. Comments?
Move to be approved.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Octavio and Chris? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. That is approved also. Last one is to hear the request from the city of Arnell to amend the ordinance.
Move we approve as presented.
Chris makes a motion to approve.
Second.
Jody seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And then
The
that
ayes
last,
have it.
the last one.
And then that last one, to bring it in conformity to the state law or state OCGA. Comments?
Move to be approved.
Octavio makes to approve. Chris seconds. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it, and that is, unless Jean brings us something, and she is,
You're
here she comes.
only allowed to one.
This is like a world record meeting. This is like the fastest ever.
Yeah, we might eat those words next month.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
What?
Okay, guys, we had
No, I said we may eat those words next month.
Oh, I have not.
last month, Brandon Harrison rezoned his property in the city from heavy manufacturing on Waring Road to R5
Yeah,
rural
I
residential.
remember.
He's
Yep.
now come back and is subdividing that property into 4 lots. He told you that he was going to subdivide into as many lots as he could get,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what he has done.
Oh.
You remember our 4-to-1 depth to width ratio maximum? This slightly exceeds that, but not enough to cause a lot of heartache. So what he's doing is 4 lots. Everybody has signed off on the plat. Of course, it's in the city, and you guys have to approve all city divisions. He's gonna build 4 single-family houses on this property. R5 will allow him to build a house as small as 500 square feet, but of course, that's not the kind of house he builds. It's probably gonna be more in the neighborhood of 1,200 square feet would be my guess. Waring Road is a county road, and the county engineer is the one who signed the plat. He has said that Brandon can have an individual driveway on each of those 4 lots.
Good. That's better than those other. Question, Mr. Question. Is that just a gravel drive that encroaches right up
It does.
next to the proposed?
It does.
It's odd.
Where's that?
It's like- That's a gravel
Oh.
driveway that like gets within a feet or so, a foot or so of that.
Hopefully, Brandon will make them
Well, that's,
not be able to.
Say sorry, but,
No, that's not an issue or anything with that?
No, that's.
I mean, there's no easement
Okay.
there. So he'll have to do that legally.
Okay.
All right. Comments? Motions? They're all what, roughly high 50s, 60 feet frontage, looks like?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
All right, we approve.
Requires 50.
It's a little deeper. than
Okay.
Move we approve as
Jody
presented.
makes,
Oh, sure.
move, Chris seconds. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, the ayes have it.
This next one is up in the Mill Creek area. This is a family situation. Brother and sister inherited this property, very large tracts, and they want to subdivide it into two parcels, so that each of them can have a portion of this property that they inherited.
Talk about a flag lot.
Yes, it's very odd shaped to begin with, so in order for them to subdivide, they've done the best they can do. One is a lot that far exceeds the 4:1 depth to width ratio, and the other is a flag lot. They really don't have a lot of choice on how they can subdivide.
And this is
this
just right up to the national forest probably, isn't it? It just runs right up to the
Right, I
mountain.
mean, if you look, can you see on your screens the aerial? Yeah, it's, they're not anywhere close to anybody. The most they would ever be able to do is probably build a house on each of these lots. But like I say, they inherited this property, and this is really the only way they can figure out how to divide it.
And what about,
What is that building?
That, what's up there is,
Little ponds?
no, solar.
It
Oh,
looks like
solar
solar
panels.
panels.
Solar panels.
Well,
what about this easement over here? Is that, the residence still there? On-
Yeah, if
on
it's-
property?
That's one.
That's the only
One
one.
is getting the pink part, one is getting the yellow part. The yellow part is not so much, yes, that easement will lead to that existing house, but it'll just cross that other person's
So
property.
that easement will still exist, and we don't really care.
It's weird, but
I-
It is weird, but you know, when you've got a lot of.
This is-
So you see how much,
road frontage, not a whole lot you can do.
move we approve.
Second.
if Octavio seconds, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
Is that it?
Is that it?
We're good to go.
Oh, that's
Unbelievable.
golly.
Motion to
Thank you.
go home.
All right.
Shiflin Otis, it's all 50.
Gene talked too slow.
No, we were all the way over 20 minutes.
All right, see y'all on the
Chris.
16th of December.
Yeah, bring your Kevlar.
Happy Thanksgiving.
What's up with that one?
Huh?
How did we going on that one?
Last month, we had a guy up there off Beaverdale, wanted to go to R2. Suburban agriculture, GA, got a lot of big houses on it.
You did.
And from what I understand, he's coming back next month, and he still wants.
He has, you know, and if it were a different.
Oh, you know what? I will be absent. I already have a holiday party on that night. Sorry.
We can all go after you.
Okay.
So,
Seriously?
Jen,
seriously,
Jen,
yes.
Okay.
Because I guess I didn't have.
we're not
a
gonna
list.
see you for your birthday here, I mean.
You're
I
not gonna see
mean,
me for my birthday.
well,
So anyhow, just,
Sorry, I
hap-
apologize to miss. I hate to miss the fireworks.
Happy 29.
Thank you.
okay, I'll send something to Ethan,
Um,
just to let him know in case somebody,
This
because
is,
it's gonna be a heavy, I think, one month. Not heavy, but.
you know, I hate to miss those. I mean, no, this is I'm a year overdue in hosting my neighborhood happy hour, and I literally, that was like the one night.
Did you say happy hour? That's what you said.
I did, sorry. I mean, not sorry.
Haven't got my invitation yet.
You have to live on my street.
Oh, okay.
And I only do it for, I mean, they're,
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too.
yes, you too. Thanks, Octavia. We'll probably see you at the gym in the morning.
Oh. All right, well, no.
I don't miss very much.
No, you don't.
We really ought to just skip this. I don't know if I do or not.
Different kinds of lifestyles around here.
All right, and these, your signature statement's there, and there's several there too.
Good.
send anything to the,
That'll work. I'll try to get the minutes done. I have a pretty slow week, to be honest, but I should be able to. I think Ethan's gonna be out of the office for the rest of the week.
okay?
I don't think we got 20 minutes today.
No, no, but we almost did.
Probably my fault.
Yeah, I'm blaming you.
It's fair. I think we were over before you started, your part anyway. It's weird how that is 140 feet on that thing. I don't know.
Well, I think because that's what the city allows. And the city allows it because we have the ability to fly a harness that high. And if you were to build an 8-story building, then you could.
That makes sense.
The city's not gonna, you know, they would be open to allowing you to do that.
Varnell's gonna be a little more opposed to that kind of thing.
They are. And what happened was they had a rezoning for multifamily, and they denied it, the city council denied it. And so with the property.
Was that the Litech one, maybe?
Yeah,
I feel like I went to one of the meetings for that.
I forgot who it was. But anyway, the property owner was very upset that they denied it. So he threatened to just come in with a really tall commercial building. And so they were just kind of freaked. And they thought, no, you won't.
He was being petty about it.
That's not, oh, gosh. Yes, he was.
Funny. Yeah, I went there for one, and it was for a similar reason. Like, I think someone was trying to build like a apartment complex that was. It may not even have been Litech. I may be misremembering, but it was something along those lines, and they did not. They did not seem like fans when I talked to them. I think we made a recommendation. to approve the thing.
Yeah, you did. And it should have been approved.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
that's
should.
just my personal opinion. I just,
Yeah, I also, upon going through the whole thing, it seemed like something that was pretty benign.